I see you. I see.
I bring it down like.
I see you. I see.
I bring it down like.
Lofi Poli Sci, how we doing out there? Lofi Poli Studios out in New Orleans. What's going on in your world today? Right into the show to let us know. All right, down to business, people. Got our wild cherry diet Pepsi, and got that bubblicious bubble gum, and of course we got that feeling like 2025 is done, my friends. So let's take a look back at the year that was in international news with this end of the year list called 2025's Top 10 International Events, a biased list. And without delay, we're going to jump right into them. And that we'll say that we're not numbering these because they're in no particular order at all. It's just 10 of the biggest events that we think got going on right now. But remember the name of the list, 2025's Top 10 International Events, a biased list. All right, we coming in at Nepal, right? We had protests in Nepal. We had the prime minister resign, the parliament was burned to the ground, and the government just disappeared. And then military steps in, and a peaceful transition is coming about right now to something new. We're not sure what. We got Madagascar. What was going on in Madagascar this year? Another major people's power protest movement rising up against the government, against the president. And then things started getting hot. The prime minister resigns, and the president resigns, and the president flees. And then the military comes in, takes over the government, and says, El Presidente, don't you dare come back. And military coup, question mark. And then what about out in Guinea-Bissau, right? Military coup, no doubt there. And just one of a long line of military coups out in West Africa and in Central North Africa. I mean, other countries like Gabon, Niger, Burkina Faso, which had two, Sudan, Guinea, Chad, Mali, which also had two. All those military coups just in the past 6 years. I mean, come on. Guinea-Bissau is the latest one. And then we haven't had our next one, an attempted coup out in Benin. Same neighborhood as all those other ones. But this one was put down, right? Right after elections took place, some of the military tried to throw things out. But no, government held on. Another one on our list. What about things going on in Venezuela, huh? Is it a war? Is it not a war? Or people getting attacked? Oh. Big things out in Venezuela, that's for sure. Especially the latest of the news is that was there a land attack in Venezuela from a certain you-know-who. You'd be watching the news for that one, my friends. And what about out in Thailand, Cambodia, huh? International warfare that just keeps coming back. And ceasefire takes place, and then another war comes back, and then ceasefire takes place, and then war comes back. And maybe that's a theme we'll be talking about in other places too. Now, what about our next one on the list? COP30, right? The Conference of Parties for the United Nations Summit on Climate Change and Global Warming. And what happened this year at the United Nations? What happened at COP30? Nothing. That's why it's big news and big events, because the world is not doing anything about climate change, nothing about global warming. The globe is not doing anything about global warming, and the lack of an event is, in fact, an event. Yes, in 2025, it most certainly is. What else happened in 2025? What about trade wars, right? A bunch of trade wars, not just one, not just two, not just three, but many all around the world. Trade wars. And what are wars? What a trade. Trade wars are wars in trade. It's about international economics around the world. Things are ups and downs, strikes and gutters, you know what I mean. Yes, the international economy, if there is one, looks kind of rough these days. Next on our list would be the continuing of wars and failing peaces. You got Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Thailand, Cambodia, Sudan, South Sudan. There's so many international wars going on and civil wars going on, and they've had so many peace agreements, and they get broken time after time again. I mean, 3 of the places we just named have peace agreements that have all been broken. Some of them have multiple peace agreements that have multiple been broken. So, what's up with 2025 and the continuations of war and the failing of peace? And that brings us to our last one of our 10 major events out in 2025. Haiti. That's one we always come back to. Because after 4.5 years, the world is still doing much nothing to help things in Haiti. For 4.5 years, gangs have taken over the country, just do what they want, and the world looks on. Now, yes, in the United Nations, in September, the Security Council did decide they are going to send more people, but that was September. Now we're at the end of the year in December. I haven't heard anything on progress for this to get done. How much longer is Haiti going to have to wait? How much longer are things going to have to get worse in Haiti? Oh, goodness, the world is messy, so messy. And there's so much else that took place this year, and that can still take place this year because 2025's only done when it's 2026. But what do you think are some of the biggest or most important events out there that have taken place in 2025 that we haven't listed? Let us know. People, catch us on Instagram, YouTube to write into the show. And don't forget out there to eat your cereal with a fork and do your homework in the dark. Love you, Lo-Fi. And this, just a snap of what's going on in the world today.
I bring it down like.
Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be.